Hey Vinyl community, this is Mike, and I'm doing this as a video response to Robert Z on the occasion of his 250 subscribers. So Robert, congratulations, and I'd like to enter your contest here. You asked a very provocative question, and I don't find it depressing, but it is something that we all need to think about, and I have thought about many times, although I admit I do not have a will. I guess I'm in denial. I'm convinced that I'm going to live forever, right? So that's probably not going to happen. So the question is, what will happen to all of our stuff when we pass on to the next level or whatever, when we drop dead? And Robert, I know you're talking specifically about our vinyl collection, and for me, when I think of my stuff, I think not only the records and the CDs, but also my DVDs, my posters, my books, all those things, mountains of baseball cards, just all kinds of stuff that I've collected that only I seem to care about. And I have thought about it, and I have a couple of different scenarios, different ideas of what I would do, what I would like to happen to all of these things. And in my case, I watched several of the video responses, all the ones that were up as of last night, which was, let's see, Wednesday, May 29th. I watched all of them and agreed with pretty much parts of what everyone else said. And I think the one that came closest to how I feel is Mean Mr. Mayo. Sorry, I don't know your first name, but I really enjoyed your video and your attitude toward having things get into flea markets and things like that. Okay. Well, in my case, I'm not married. Never been married, have no kids, no dogs, no cats. I do have a Tribble somewhere. I don't know where he is right now. So, people in my family, all of my close friends, people I work with, I don't know anybody who collects records, for one. Nobody has a turntable. Nobody cares about this stuff at all. They all react to me as if I'm just being very eccentric and very retro. Which is true, I guess. That doesn't bother me, but because I have a sense of humor about it. But I know very few people who even buy CDs in this day and age, and I don't know anybody else. I know some people who have a nice little shelf of DVDs, but nobody collects them the way I do. So what's going to happen to all this stuff? Nobody in my family is going to care about this stuff. Probably what I would do, scenario number one is that more than likely I'll be survived by my niece and nephew, whom I love very much, and I know they would follow my wishes, and I would probably tell them, keep whatever you might want, and the rest, you have an estate sale, just let people come into my house and buy whatever they would like, and donate the rest. Or you could donate them all to one of the local record stores, or to a charity record sale that we have once a year. That would be a very good thing to do. So I guess that probably pretty much takes care of it. Either that, or I would just donate everything to one of the record stores. Instead of going through my niece and nephew, I would just do that. So I don't know. It seems to me that nobody knows what is going to happen after death, and everybody has a different idea. And I think the Egyptian pharaohs were wrong. It was silly of them to bury their stuff with them, because books, movies, music, art, those are for the living. The dead have no need of them, and that's just a crazy attitude. Don't mean to criticize anybody who would think that way. Robert, you're a very, very dramatic person, and I think when you said that, you probably knew that you didn't really feel that way. But I did enjoy your passion for your collection and for the music that you have. It's funny because when I watch videos like yours and most of the people in the vinyl community, I realize that when it comes to collecting records, I am a dilettante. I'm an amateur. And I love the things that I have, but I don't have the kind of passion that most of you have. I'm probably more passionate about my DVD collection. That's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. But it's the same way. Although I love having these things, I don't necessarily want to bury them with me. I like what Mean Mr. Mayo said when he said that to have things end up in flea markets or thrift stores, that's not a bad thing to me. if I could pass on something to someone else, who knows? There may be one of those records that you have, Robert, one of those really valuable, cherished records that you have, that if somehow it made it into a flea market, who knows who you might inspire to fall in love with vinyl, fall in love with a different artist that they never heard of before, just because they had a chance to buy it for a few bucks. And maybe one of your records would be the holy grail that somebody had been searching for a long time, and they would just be so thrilled. And I would like to think that somebody would maybe have the same feeling about some of the music and some of the films and the books that I like, if they were to find them. A couple years ago, I started going to estate sales around where I live, and I'd never done it before. And at first it kind of creeped me out, thinking that, my God, I'm going through somebody's house, some dead person's house, and I'm going through his stuff. I didn't even know this guy, and there were people all around going through drawers and stuff like that. And I actually found a very nice collection of records that were very old, late 50s, early 60s, and they were in pristine condition. I bought a nice little collection of them for a low price, and was very happy to get them. And as I went to more estate sales, my feelings about it started to change, that these people they've left this life, and they're opening up what they loved in this life to other people so that they can love it too. And that's kind of how I feel about it. And I know that everybody has their own ideas about what the afterlife is going to be. In my case, I will probably spend 1,000 years in purgatory suffering for my sins, but who knows? I don't know. So, Robert, I just thank you for asking the question and having the contest, and I just it really is an interesting thing to talk about, and I'm enjoying not only hearing what you had to say, but all of the responses, because I value other people's opinions, other people's ideas, and I always love to hear what people think about what they collect, why they collect, how much they love it, and you know, sharing things back and forth, and that's what this is all about. So thank you for giving me this opportunity, and good night. See you.